But I want to begin by telling you everything you actually need to know, a few highlights from this momentous day. First, as these judicial hearings were unfolding, there were more ominous developments for President Trump behind the scenes. Senators in both parties beginning preparations for his potential trial. That includes Republican senators, we're told, huddling privately with the White House counsel at this private senators-only lunch today, including a draft calendar that was distributed that showed January wide open for a potential trial of the president. Meanwhile, new reports tonight that Democratic leader Chuck Schumer presented on, quote, the mechanics of this potential Senate trial to Democrats, including featuring video from the 1999 trial of then-President Clinton. As Washington was weighing the president's fate, he was faltering on foreign policy abroad today, abruptly bailing on a NATO press conference after what many described as a kind of global humiliation after several leaders of allied nations appeared to mock him directly on video, as sort of a triple split-screen moment, because that was a backdrop for what was this first Ukraine hearing in this committee that actually drafts potential articles of impeachment. And I'm going to show you briefly an important moment when we saw these experts answering very straightforward questions about Donald Trump's potential high crimes.
Do President Trump's demands on Ukraine also establish the high crime of bribery?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. There were many moments like that today. And as the committee was assessing this evidence that Trump and Giuliani pushed Ukraine for potentially illegal election help, news was breaking in the New York Times that Rudy Giuliani is in Ukraine today, again pushing to meet with Ukrainian prosecutors, apparently, allegedly, to continue on aspects of this plot. He was spotted leaving for Europe Sunday night, a Huffington Post reporter catching this photograph. Now, today, some Republicans were arguing that impeachment is moving too fast. Let me put this in a little bit of perspective. Giuliani's apparently brazen actions now have Democrats arguing maybe they can't move fast enough if they're trying to deter further actions in what they call a campaign conspiracy unfolding now in plain sight. They've also been invoking those newly released call logs from Rudy Giuliani that people are still making sense of with regard to the money in this plot. You see there calls to the Office of Management and Budget. You also have contacts with a cryptic -1 number at key inflection points during this plot. That's part of the fact pattern Congress is reviewing in these new hearings. The bottom line tonight, I can tell you, is it appears that the majority of Congress, backed by a private meeting with Speaker Pelosi as well, thinks they may be on the way to grounds for impeachment very soon. Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.